We're going to Velios. We're getting down on some Velium. The Tismax would actually be a good little spot to farm some Velious weapons. Velium weapons, I feel like, are slightly better than the summoned swords, for example, that I can summon for my pet. One time when I was young on my original character, my druid, I put a bunch of Velious weapons on Crushbone orcs, dude. Went around the whole zone putting them on them. Jeez, Orkboy. What'd you do that for? I don't know. I was just getting cheeky. And I put a whole bunch of Velious swords on Crushbone orcs. And just left. Geared them all up, dude, and just left. Where am I going? I don't want to go that way. Ooh, the Quarm Fortress. Damn. Look at those guys. Living in a fortress. Is there a camp over here? Oh my god. I think we should take over this camp. What do you say? We could just live here. They've already got a log burning. They've already got a nice fire set up. What do you think, Konobab? Should we live here? Is this where we live now? I don't know. Coldane Mine. I don't think I've ever been in this mine over here. A dwarf mine. Let's do a little side exploring. I've never been in this mine before. I say we take a look. Let's go have ourselves a little look here. Yo, Zophiona. Hello. Hello. This is apparently a dwarven mine. I've never been down here. Not too impressive as far as like what it looks like. But you know what? You never know. Let's get in here. Let's have a little explore. And let's go see what these dwarves are mining down here. Probably Velium, if I was to guess. I feel like they're probably mining Velium. An expedition guard. Ooh, these are dark blue, dude. These are probably a good grind for people who don't necessarily mind losing their faction. These are green. So just the guards are dark blue. But look, yeah, they're definitely mining Velium. Here's some Velium deposits. Very cool, very cool. Let's keep going in a little deeper. Out of group, Orog trying to learn Quarm. Ooh, I like Quarm. It's super fun. It's my favorite classic server. I do also like retail stuff, like higher level retail stuff is pretty fun too. Alright, here's a big room. Nothing really in it. Big empty room. There could be like parts of the ring quest and stuff down here. We're just exploring a little bit. Here we go. This seems to be a main cave. We got an expedition guard, dark blue. And then we got some Velium back here. Ooh, look at these little fragments of Velium. Can I grab one? No? No loot? Okay. Pretty cool looking, pretty cool looking. Let's go a little deeper. Couple more guards. Some more deposits. Korf Broken Hammer. He's got a spear. He doesn't talk really. Korf Broken Hammer. He's got a spear. Keep looking back here. What do we have here? Ah, okay. Look in here. Just a big empty room. Alright, nothing in here. Back here's nothing in here. This would be a cool place to like add stuff to the game, you know, if you could. I know they don't like it when people add stuff to the game, but you could like, this whole area back here could be, say, full of like ice worms or something, you know, or, you know, the dwarves have delved too deep and they opened up an ice worm cavern. Oh, Doer 31 Quarm? Yeah, dude. Yep, we're hanging out on Quarm. Doing a little Quarmage. And I decided to explore a dwarven mine over in the Great Divide. Huh? What are you needing? Speak up. I ain't got all day. Are you here to help out or just eat up valuable time chatting? I am here to help. We're gonna need to improvise. I've seen the gashes left in the rock after the shardworm crawled over it, and I think that to be the thing we need. If you can bring me 4 shardworm claws, maybe I can rig them up into enough picks to keep us running on time with our crystal mining. Oh, okay. So he is accepting 4 shardworm. 4 shardworm claws. Four shardworm claws. Wow. I'm like tempted to do the quest. I want to do the quest now. You're used to P99? I played on P99. I have a 53 Ixar Necro on green server. It's pretty cool. It's a good server. I'm really glad that hey, Gavin Marsh, I see you out there. Be careful what you're talking about. The lawsuit adding stuff. Yeah, dude. Orkboy is coming up with ideas. He's down in the Dwarven mine, and he's saying how cool it would be if more stuff was there. And then the Daybreak president goes, "Bring me his head." He hits a gavel. Bring me his head. Like, whoa, 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 whoa. We don't have to go that extreme. We don't have to go that extreme. You can't play P99, the widescreen support isn't there. You basically can't see where you're going, and with no maps, it's basically impossible to go anywhere. Dude, that is a valid point. And that's one of the reasons I think Quarm is pretty good for what they're doing here. The map, the quality of life. But yet also it's classic enough to feel pretty classic, you know? Classic enough to feel classic, modern enough to feel modern. Very good mix of both. Alright, we're going to Velketor's labyrinth. We're looking for some EXP today. I would like to get level 59. Pretty close. I'm in 94%, or excuse me, 92% rather, of 58. So we're there. We're almost there. We just need a good Velketor group to push for 59. You get a no-trade Coldane Velium pick from that Shardworm quest. That's kind of what I felt like you would get, is a pick from it. Because that's what he's making with it. He's making picks. It'd be cool. I really like the Shardworm cave. When I was young and played Everquest, and when Velius launched, I spent a lot of time at that Shardworm cave. I thought that it was really cool, and I thought there was like, you know, pretty good rewards and stuff, a lot of spells. And I just was really like curious about it. And so I probably spent more time there than most average player did, because I just thought it was cool. And we would die, you know, we would get into fights with the with those scallywags. Alright, let's go inside. There's two versions of this dungeon. There's actually a PvP version as well, which you get a little more XP from. But I don't care about that. 58 Magician LFG. Come on, baby. Pick me. Pick me. Hey, we got a follow button. Let's go. There it is. We're in a group. Okay. We might be going up to Frenzy. Fantastic. Frenzy's a good camp. Alright, let's go. Love that. Walk right in, get in a group, and go. Gotta love that. Alright, let's get the assist button going. My assist button is Fisher. There we go. Easy peasy. Excuse me, I need to blow my nose. Don't listen. Don't listen to me blow my nose. Those SCHW on your pet and 2 of those venomous axes. Ooh. My pet's doing pretty good. He's got a full suit of plate, summoned plate, because this server goes up to Lucklin right now, and so I've got some Lucklin spells, one of which is the conjurable armor. So he does. He's got a full suit of plate. Yo, what's my pet doing way back there? I was assisting off of that guy. He had to have been targeting those spiders. This guy needs a cough. COTH. Alright, let me cough him up here. You're playing some City of Heroes Homecoming today? I want to play some City Skylines. I'm a big fan of like SimCity and simulation games. I don't have the game, but I've been looking at it. I know it's a good game, a good like city builder game. that pet be murdering, you throw that stuff on your BL pet, and because everybody usually just lets it rot, especially on the PvP side. Yeah, dude. I haven't done much PvP on the server. I'm not really a huge PvPer, but, you know, I've been PK'd. You love you some COH, jumping travel power, or GTFO. Skylines 2 is adequate now. The worst part of the DLC policy Paradox has. It was a very buggy mess during the launch. Ah, yeah. It's always a bummer when you have a buggy launch, because that can really make and break your game. We saw that with Atlas, remember? Atlas had a very buggy launch, and it got 1 million poor reviews in the first day. And people to this day, if I'm playing Atlas, they'll go, hey, this game looks really cool and really fun. I went and checked the reviews. The reviews are really bad. Why do you play it? And I always have to like tell them that, well, you know, for how buggy it can be sometimes, the meat of the game is actually pretty cool and fun, and I like it a lot. Crystallize, there he is. A named spider. Alright, what do we get? Crystal spider eyes. Ah, a face slot item. Wisdom 3, Int 3, 35 mana. I think I already have one of these, actually. Yeah, I do. Yep, I got one. Those are pretty good, though. That's not a bad mask at all. Not a bad mask for all caster types. Wisdom and intellect. Yo, Goply, how you doing? Once you get a bad taste, it's hard to take a second bite. Yes, dude, I like that analogy. EQ2 suffered a poor performance at launch. That's one of the reasons WoW blew past it. This would be a good screenshot for this dungeon. There we go, I got the screenshot. Excuse me, Orkboy, but can you not be taking screenshots in the middle of a party? We need you. We need you. Listen, dude. My screenshots are more important than the party. This will be the screen cap for this will actually be the screenshot for today's VOD on YouTube. The highlight. This will be the thumbnail for the highlight on YouTube. Could you please not be doing things for your YouTube in the middle of our EXP group? Boing. Sorry. Ready to work. Ready to work. Ready to work. Ready to work. 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 Whoa, it's slippery on that ramp. Ready to work. As long as my pet is attacking, I'm doing my part. You know what I mean? Oh, they shrunk me. I've been shrunk. That's actually a good thing here, because it is a little bit of a small space, you know. Actually, I prefer to be over here a little bit, with like a little wider angle. You're doing good, GoPlay. Hope all is well. Yeah, we're doing well. I was a little late to the stream this morning. I was about a half an hour late to my scheduled start time. So, my bad. Oops. Ready to work. Ready to work. Apparently I wasn't ready to work. I'm going to do an XP pot since we're all settled in and we're getting all squishy in here. I'm definitely hitting level 59 today. And apparently we're getting 10 more charges of EXP pot soon. Secrets was, some people were saying Secrets said. Somebody wants a muzzle. Let me see. Orc, can I get a muzzle on Lonakar? Yes. You can get a muzzle on Lonakar. I see him. He's a shaman pet out there. Okay. Summoning the muzzle. Okay, he's got the muzzle. You have a 60 Ranger, Beast Lord, and Necro, 55 Mage as well, and some more alts. You're close to Archery Mastery 3 on the Ranger? Nice, dude. I played a Ranger on the Vox server to level 105. It's my highest level character that I've ever played. And shit, my pet is gone. I didn't notice it, but my pet must have been getting cheeky out there. I'm assisting Fisher. Should I be assisting someone else, you think? Because I seem to be getting a lot of random targets when I'm assisting. And so I feel like my pet is like pulling like crazy. Hey Maddie, how you doing, dude? Good to see you out there. Hello. We're doing a little more Quarm. I got whitelisted for Red Dead Redemption on the same server Krieger plays on, the Redemption RP. And so that server should be launching early October, is what the admin said over there. So we're going to be doing some cowboy RP pretty soon. I think it'll be pretty fun. Yeah. Never really played much Red Dead. I tried to practice on the official online servers, and it was a little toxic. Yeehaw! I'm bringing in Mongo the farmer. Well, all I know is I just care about putting my plants in the ground. That's all I like to do. Mongo the farmer. Oh, you were watching that day? Oh, man. I was getting pissed, huh? Mother... Beep, 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 beep. That's all you heard. It sounded like a truck backing up. That whole stream sounded like a truck backing up, dude. You played EQ Online Adventures for PS2 some 20 years ago. It was your first MMO. It's your first love. Dude, Gavin Marsh, did you know that there's a private server of that? People are actually playing that right now. There's a couple of servers out for EQOA. I never played it. My buddy had it though. I was on his couch. I watched him play it a few times. Oh, there's the Frenzied Spider. That's the good one. Yeah, if I had single player, Matt, I would have been playing single player to learn to play. But I'm okay. All I have is the online mode. That's all you need to get on the RP servers. And so once this RP server launches, I feel like I'll just learn how to play then. You know what I mean? It could lead to some pretty fun, goofy things like accidentally punching people and whatnot. Kind of fun, goofy stuff. Silver chitin hand wraps. Look, they dropped. Woo! I've already got a pair in the bank. But yeah, haste 22, that's pretty good. All these little melee type stats plus resists. It's a fantastic. Oh wow, another frenzied. 2 frenzieds in a row. It's like you're playing Atlas for the first time as RP. Yeah, dude, I miss Atlas. I do miss Atlas. I was considering booting up a PvE server, like maybe a 20-player PvE Atlas server, just a single grid. There's a DLC grid, a download called the Blackwood map, and it was free to download. It was created by a really famous Arc map maker. She's really good at making maps. And so she made this Blackwood map, and it's like a little bit larger than a normal grid. It has 7 islands in it. It's got the Blackwood Freeport, which is pretty cool. Freeport. And then it has one single Golden Age island, that has all of the stones on the island and a unique boss, like a giant snake. And so I was like, that could actually be a pretty fun and easy to run server, you know, because you just have the single grid and you just play it PvE to have fun and, you know, build a few bases, search a few islands, do some treasure maps, try and maybe fight the snake boss. So we might run one of those. My craving for Atlas is kind of, you know, building. Sandstorm is the big one. You logged in for the first time last year after the 20-year break. You literally cried hearing the music. Nice, dude. That's worth it. That's if you find a small nostalgic game that you can kind of play for a bit, it's worth it, dude. Get those memories. Get that flood of memories, you know? You've been playing Jump Space. It's low-key really fun. Jump Space. Let me take a look. Oh yeah, no, that does look really cool. I saw a little bit of Krieger streaming that, and he was you guys were like completely piloting the ship, and he was a gunner or something. He was going to his little gunner station and shooting. Yeah, I could see that being super fun. Yeah, Jump Space looks really good. Yo, Vapor Jesus, welcome to the stream. We're working on that flood of memories here over at Frenzy. This is Uto? Nice. Hey, what's up, Uto? Good to see you, man. Check out the screenshot I took earlier. This is going to be for the thumbnail on YouTube, because I do a highlight over on YouTube. Check out the screen. Here's the screenshot I got of us when we were working our way up, dude. We had all the spiders fighting us, dude. This is going to be the thumbnail. You're in the thumbnail, dude. It's good for 20 bucks? Yeah, that seems pretty good. 20 bucks. Not bad. Well, we appreciate you stopping by, and I hope you enjoy the stream. We're having fun. I'm enjoying the group. I'm almost level 59. We're about 2% away from 59. And then we'll be on the last level until 60. I decided to pop a XP pot while we were here. We're popping a pot. We did a couple of weeks worth of Quarm, and then we did some 7 Days to Die for 2 weeks, and then now we're back on Quarm. And early October we have Red Dead Redemption RP. We're going to be doing some RDRP. So that'll be pretty fun. I'm not really experienced at Red Dead, but I am a medium experienced RPer, so I think it'll be a little bit fun. We'll get some storyline. We'll have some fun, I think. I've been watching some westerns at night to kind of get like dialogue ideas, you know. Speaking of which, how much duration is left on the 7 Days server? Ah, very good question. We got about 13 days left that are prepaid. And I can always do another 30 days. So it's not like an instant wipe. But I did change my credit card around. And so unless I renew it, it'll expire in about 13 days. How far are you guys in? You guys are in the Wasteland, yeah? You guys are into the Wasteland? You and Awin are pretty much at the end of the game. Yeah, I checked last night. There was only 2 online. So it does seem like it's dying down. It seems like, you know, most people have kind of gone pretty far. I'll probably log on later tonight and play a little bit. Go do some scavenging. Hey, there's 59. Ding, 59. Let's go. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah. Nice. We're in the final levels before we cap out. Then we can start doing AAs. You're getting your legendary armor made today? Nice, dude. I was considering doing a 1-player map for performance reasons and just to, like, you know, do a fresh run through. I might still do it. Like I said, we got more time until the RP server. What's today? The 24th? Yeah. So the 24th. And then early October is the RP server. They don't even have a hard launch date yet. When I did my whitelist interview I did it with 2 of the admins. I was like, yeah, so what's up? Is the server online? I didn't see any announcements or anything of when it's coming out. And they're like, yeah, we don't have a hard date yet. We're shooting for early October. And I said, all right, well, I'll be there. So between now and then, we could do a bunch of EQ. We could do maybe a little more 7 days to die. You know, maybe I'll get cheeky and boot up a session of Tales of the Shire. Which was really fun, actually. I actually really liked that Tales of the Shire game. It was just like super chill and cozy. $59 magician, boys. Oh, yeah. Am I excited to start the AA grind? Yeah, in a way, yeah, because there's such good stuff. You know, all my class abilities, like elemental form water, for example. This gives you, I want to say this is a mana per 5 as well. Pet discipline, the greater pet hold is really nice. There's a lot of cool stuff. That G hold. Your pet doesn't run out and do weird stuff. He just, even if an AoE goes off, he'll just stay still. He won't attack anything. Dude in our guild does elemental form fire, and it's essentially level 65. Tops out DPS all the time. Ooh, that's good to know. That is good to know. I know that the water form gives you mana regen, which is pretty powerful as well. So my robe actually has a meditation bonus to it. If you look here closely, skill mod meditate 3%. So it's actually a pretty good robe when it comes to manaing up. It's like a flowing thought 1 or something. It's close to like a flowing thought 1. I would like to get some boots of the slime blood. There's also the earring of the solstice, I believe. So we do have a few goals. It's dirty, man. Tuner is a yellow con to him. Ooh. What does it give a description of what that does? This ability will allow you to turn into a fire elemental, gaining many of the innate benefits of the form, as well as some of the penalties. Too bad it doesn't really tell you like what it does. But I would assume that it focuses your fire spells, right? Hey, Mr. Pet, get back here. Where the hell's he going? The descriptions are stupid? Let me look it up real quick. Everquest Magician Fire Elemental Form. The ability will allow you to turn into a fire group. Each rank will increase the chance that the buff will proc. Ranks 4 and above will give your fire spells a chance to proc a damage increasing buff on your group. So that's pretty cool. That's like group wide, dude. A damage increasing buff on your entire group when it procs. That's pretty spicy. Now imagine putting that magician in with like some wizards and stuff, you know what I mean? And everybody's spell power just freaking through the roof. That'd be pretty good. You put them in with the rangers. Does it work with melee? Does it increase melee? They're just standing in the same slot. We've been snubbed with Iseus. Ah, AoE mana. Very cool. Ancient from Vulok? Nice, dude. I want to raid, but I don't want to lose my guild tag. I don't really want to raid hardcore, though. Like, I would want to do, like, a few raids, but not... I don't want to raid all the time. For me, and I know it's probably, like, a little bit of ADD, but... Once I make like 1 or 2 loops around all the bosses, I feel like I'm good, you know. Because I don't really care about loot too much. Sure, I like a nice piece of loot, don't get me wrong. But, You know, once I've fought each boss like 3 or 4 times, I'm like, oh, okay. I feel like I've had my fill. You guys go casually 3 times a week, 3 hours per. That's not too bad. Yeah, 7 day a week is too much. Seven days a week you'd be divorced. Hey, then you'll have the time, right? Yeah, I hear you though. It's a little, it plays a little heavy on family life. Hard pass on that one, pal. Well, I'm glad that you got your priorities. Woo, let's go. If you guys are new in the stream, don't forget to hit that follow button. We would appreciate that so much. Yo, thanks so much, Vapor Jesus, for following. We do appreciate you. We just hit our 1600 follower not too long ago, so we're pushing into we're going for 1700 now. We're growing. We're growing. Excuse me, not 1600, 2600. I shorted myself 1,000 followers. Yeah, we just hit 2,600 not too long ago, which was a goal that we were pushing, and so it's nice to be able to keep going, see a little growth. Get those Bezos bucks. I know, right? Come on, Jeff Bezos. Give me some money. Now, let me ask you this. Okay, a few months ago, Bezos, they did a little stunt. They sent some pop stars to the moon and back. What do you think, dude? Was it real or fake? Real or fake? Katy Perry, did she go to the moon? Low Earth orbit. I know. she she looks like she went to the moon, dude. When she came out the capsule, her hair was all up. She looked like she went to the moon, dude. Like a Dogecoin. I think she's a pretty lady though. I do. And I've heard some of her music. It's pretty good. I mean like some of it's okay. So I'm not teasing too bad, but I did want to tease a little bit about going to the moon because I thought that was a funny joke. She's gone to Velius and back, or not Velius, Luckland. Dang, this group's flying, huh? Look, I'm already 4% in. These guys are power grinders. It's a good comp. We've got a good composition here. You ended up getting a KEI before you came. Haven't been under 95% the whole time. Nice, dude. I grabbed one too. Oh, there goes my pet again. Doing goofy things. That goofy pet. He's doing harmony on pulling, so probably pulling a little early. Yeah. I'm an excited assister. As soon as I assist, my pet attacks. I built it all into one key, see? Assist, pause, pet attack. And so you just gotta be a little careful with it, and you know. Ooh, I'm mellowing the devourer. There we go. Oh! Darn, resist. That's the last thing you want as a caster, is your nuke to get resisted. You have your pet assist key set up the same way? Nice, dude. Yeah, I like a 1 button versus a 2. Even though if you look closely here, I actually do have a separate button for pet attack. But what I have built into my pet attack button is my nuke. You see? It's just the way I like it. It seems to work pretty well for me. You bound yours to Y for pet attack and U for pet back. Ooh, I like that. I like that. You gotta have keybinds, that's for sure. You can click in the game, but clicking is always going to be slower reactivity wise than a hotkey. Hotkeys are like boom, you know? I bind my sit down to the Z key, the Z key. And so what I have is I've got X ducks out of a spell, if I want to duck out of a spell, and then Z sits and stands. Sits and stands. And I use that on my monks as well on retail. Because when you flop, you have to use sit and stand to get back up. So it's just a nice little easy key that I can hit. You made a monk here, you tried doing that, but ended up just doing Q for attack off, X for sit, and 3 for FD. Yeah, the attack off is pretty important. Because if you flop with your attack on, you're still like... It's like your character's still doing something. You'll fail the flop. You'll fail the flop every time. Yo, Mojo Jojo! What's up, dude? Dun dun na 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 na. Dun dun na 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 na. Ready to work. Ready to work. We're grinding. We hit 59. 6% through the level of 59. Dude, we're getting up there. We might hit 60 in the next 2 weeks. You got this. Yeah, we might be able to start working some AAs. Get some of those spicy AAs. Yo, Tasmic for games. How you doing? Hey man, not playing Pantheon? I do like Pantheon. I haven't played it since the last run. Way back in early access there. I do want to do some more Pantheon. Because I do like it a lot. Some people were saying that Black Rose keeps a little buggy. There's a little bugginess going on in there. But I haven't tried it yet. Stick with this group and you'll be there in 5 hours. Hey, that's not bad. You got you. Hopefully they work out the kinks. Yeah, dude. I'm sure they will. They're a pretty diligent team. And they got Joppa hanging in on it. He's really good at what he does. I have watched a few of his streams lately, so I'm glad to see him back online. It's good to see Joppa back online. I need to do a bio break. An AFK break. So let's do this. Let's go over in this corner. And I'll be right back, chat. We're going to do a small AFK break and get another cup of coffee as well. And I will see you in just a few moments. BRB. Alright, we're back. Hey, thanks guys for hanging out while I take a small break. Woo! We're back. Got a nice cup of coffee. This lady's name is Thoughts and Prayers, but like that hoe over there. Thoughts and Prayers. That's cute. All right. Yeah, I'm already 10% into the level. So it seems like 59 is a little easier than 58 when it comes to XP. Then again, I am using a pot. 8 minutes remain on my EXP pot. So it'll probably slow down a little bit after that. Seven minutes for yours. Let's go. Wah, wah, wah. Ooh, wah, wah, wah. Velketor's Labyrinth. A place of icy horrors and constructs. There's spiders, there's golems, statues, icy terrors. What else lives down here? Creepy creatures, indeed. Velketor himself was a frost giant, I believe. And he kind of got the boot from Kale. He was doing too many experiments with creatures and constructs, and King Tormax was like, nah, dude, you gotta get out of here, bro. You're making too many creatures. You can't control them all. They're going wild on us. Tormax gave him the boot. Oh yeah, Lord Bob's cool too, huh? He's like an Afridi. Just a random Afridi that lives in here. Lord Bob. Try spelling that guy's name. Try pronouncing that guy's whole name. It's a fun axe that vendors for about 1,500. Ooh, that's a good axe. And you'll have my axe. Gimli would be proud. I made some split pea soup yesterday with some ham. It came out really good. Little ham, little carrot. Came out good. Had a little rye bread with it as well. Little split pea and rye. That was a good flavor combination. I like rye bread. I do like to toast it a little bit. Bring out that flavor. Rye bread with a little peanut butter is really good as well. Ooh. I don't know if I've tried it. Yeah, I could see that. PB is really good. I love a little peanut butter. You can make those peanut butter cookies pretty easily with just like a little bit of peanut butter, a little bit of sugar, and egg. And it actually works. It actually makes a cookie. Don't even have to use flour. But you can use a little flour as well. Toast and put a little peanut butter there. Yeah. I like the way peanut butter melts on a piece of toast. You're right. It's real good. Oh, nice. He's mellowing. Doing a little marshmallowing. Yeah, if I see a charm pet break, I'll usually try to mellow it as well. Some enchanters are real big about it, like, yo, mellow this, mellow this. Other enchanters don't care. They're just, as long as their tash is up, they're fine. But just as like a default reaction, if I see a pet break, I'll try to mellow it. Those things aren't very resisty. Probably already at the floor with us, TBH. Yo, El Guapo, what's cracking, dude? How old is Project Quarm? It's a few years old. They're in the Luckland expansion right now, with POP to come in the future. POP, I don't know when POP launches, but the Luckland expansion is live right now. Holy smokes! Now that's a lot of creatures. What are the restrictions? True box? No boxing, unfortunately. Well, not necessarily unfortunately, but the restrictions are a population cap of 1,200 at the same time, which, because we have the bazaar, it doesn't include offline traders, luckily. And then there's no boxing, no botting, no boxing, single player, single character at a time. They do have some pretty cool stuff, like some instances and things. So a true raiding guild can open up an instance. You have to have at least 11 players, 55 plus, and be able to kill at least Zelandikar to be able to for your guild to be able to unlock and open up instances. So that's pretty cool. There's also you can toggle on and off PvP, and they have a rotating they have rotating PvP zones where you toggle on your PvP, you click a book, and you go into a separate zone that has a little bit of a bonus XP, a little bit of a loot bonus, but you know it's PvP, so you can fight other guilds, other players, that kind of thing when you're in those places. It's kind of cool. Just the way you like it. Yeah, I think it's a really good server. It's my favorite private server. Right now I like Quarm for the private servers, and I like retail. Like the high level retail, I'm kind of interested in playing a little bit. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Very enjoyable. The spawn timers are a little bit quicker on this server. The average spawn timer is like 8 minutes on a lot of mobs, and so you can get your epic pretty easily. You'll see a lot of players with their epics. We also have what's known as legacy items. Journeyman's boots drop off of Drelsna in Najina, but your character has to be level 20 to be able to loot it, and your character can only loot one pair. That's it. A single pair. They got the lambent armor you can get. They got a lot of different stuff. They do have mana stone. Mana stone you can get from the eye, the evil eye down in Lower Guck. Same thing. It is a legacy item. You have to be level 30 to loot it, and each character can only loot one. So like I have this magician has one, and then I have a cleric alt that's like 32 that has one. Yo, Brian Mook, welcome to the stream. Hello. 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 Ready to work. Ready to work. Welcome in, welcome in.
Hello.
Hello. It's cool. Legacy items seem interesting. Yeah, there are a bunch more legacy items as well. But yeah, some of those cool, like, original style items are considered legacy. And not hard to get, but also you can't really like farm them and RMT them or anything like that because they're so prevalent, you know. It puts a stop to that kind of behavior. It's like, yeah, you can get your item. Yeah, you can have one. Also, no, you can't sell them. A bunch of zones have main mob stuff drop off other named, like Necklace of Superiority. Drops off all the named in Howling Stone instead of just DS. That's cool. That Necklace of Superiority is really good. Yeah, it's pretty fun. Right now, Lucklin is out, but the raid mobs are not around until January. So, yes, you can go to Lucklin. Yes, you can level up and do things there is good equipment there. You can get your like Emp key and stuff like that, but you can't get to the raid stuff until January when it comes out. It's kind of cool. Gives the people time to like catch up and get in and that kind of thing. Hey, there's a Frenzied Velium. that frenzy. Which one are we on? Which one are we on? I think my pet is tanking the frenzied. Change MA to Gotti. Okay, you got it. Changing MA to Gotti. John Gotti. Oh yeah. The evil spider menace. Did pretty good. We got 15% through the level so far. Not bad at all. Yep, it's feeling pretty good in here.
Work, work. Work, work.
Ready to work. Ready to work. We're just having a good day, enjoying a bit of EXP grind here at the Frenzy camp. It's so frenzied up here. There he is again, the Frenzied Stalker. We've seen him a few times. We did get a pair of gloves earlier. I do have a pair of gloves in my bank just sitting in there. Probably give him, I was thinking of making a Shadow Knight. Maybe do a little Shadow Knight alt soon. And so I got some gear I've been setting aside for him. The seahorse belt would be pretty dope. The gloves are good. The seahorse belt would be a little better. If you put the lore stuff in your shade bank, you can loot another copy. Ah. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at that. See what they got. See what we have up there. All of the crystal chitin stuff from here is great for new tune. Might as well stock up. It drops like wild in here. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting that. Also, the Phase Spider carapace from Dragon Necropolis is pretty good. It's a good chest piece. I gotta close the window. Neighbor's dog is out there barking. Little Chihuahua. He's a barker. Bob Barker. I do like Chihuahuas. They're cool dogs. They're little dogs. They're a little barky, but like they're also sweet too to like whoever they like, you know? They're very like if they like you, they're super sweet little dogs. But they will bark at everyone else, dude. You have barky dogs? Nice, dude. I unfortunately have never really had very many dogs growing up because my mom's allergic to dander from cats and dogs. And like, I'm about a 50-50. Some cats and dogs will give me a little allergy. Like my eyes will get kind of red and itchy. My throat will get a little itchy. But then other dogs don't. And other cats don't. I guess it just depends on, I don't know what it depends on. Maybe their cleanliness or something. I've been told, I thought I read before that like, when the animal is young, if you kind of like bathe them a bunch, they don't get the dander. They don't get the dandruff. I don't know if that's true or not. You got some Pomeranians? Nice, dude. Yeah, they're cute. Pomeranians are cute. They're like kind of like a fuzzy, furry, like a furrier pug. Like almost like a pug. I do like pugs too. I like all dogs pretty much. Ring of the Frost Spiders. Whoa. That's kind of a nice ring. What am I working with here? I have Ring of the Goblin Lords and a summoned ring. So I would roll on ring. I would roll on that ring. Yo, I rolled an 88 on the ring. Let's go. Alright, now if we can just find it in this throng of spider carcasses. There it is. Ring of the Frost Spiders, let's go. That's actually a decent ring. Did anyone else roll on it? Was there any other rolls? I think I'm the only one. Yeah. I'm the only guy who rolled on the ring, man. Wow. Wow. It's a decent enough ring. Whoa, looks like my bags are full of stuff. Orkboy, your bags are full of stuff. Yeah, I'm a bit of a hoarder. I oftentimes don't unload at the end of my sessions. I just leave it all in my bag. You found a ring in there last night, for those who remember those funny TeamSpeak Ventrilo troll videos. It's been a while, man. And what's funny is occasionally you'll join a guild or something that still uses Ventrilo. You go, yeah, man, what's the Discord, you know? And they're like, no, we don't have Discord. We got Ventrilo. I said, what? Ventrilo? Yeah, we use Ventrilo for our guild. Or we use Mumble for our guild. I said, why not Discord? We don't talk about that. Okay, I guess I'll download it and sign up. At least they're not using ICQ. Yeah, I never understood ICQ much. My buddy was a big ICQ guy, and he was sharing a lot of like music and stuff, you know, back in the Napster days. And so he loved ICQ because you could do all this like data transfers and all this other stuff that he was working with. You got to get on that Yahoo Messenger, huh? We had, when I was in my early 20s and I lived with a bunch of roommates and stuff, we had a kind of like a flop house. We had like, you know, it was a converted house. It had 4 bedrooms, I believe, because there was like an extra bedroom they made out of they made like a porch bedroom kind of a thing. They did a little wall off thing on their porch, and so one of those was a bedroom. And we had a bunch of young folks living in there, but we all had Yahoo Messenger. And so we would message each other through the house. You know what I mean? Like, you could message each room on the Yahoo. Hey, you guys are being too loud in there. Can you keep it down? Oh, we're watching a movie. Yo, Catesius. Good morning, friend. How are you? You got your necro to 41 before work today. How goes it? Ooh, not bad, not bad. I just hit 59 not too long ago. So we're getting up there, man. We might hit 60 before the RP server launches. We might hit 60. Two cans and a string on AIM. Yeah, I had AIM too for a while. AOL or whatever. That was my first browser, AOL. Back in the 56K days. I was on AOL, dude, and I used to go in those chat rooms and, you know, sit there and chat. But it wasn't as fun as playing games. I preferred to play games more than any of the other social aspects. AOL chat rooms were wild times. Yeah, I remember my buddy was like trying to hook up with girls, you know, and so he met some girls in the chat room, and they agreed to meet us at some mall or something, and we were all in our 20s, so we were like above age and stuff, but we go to the mall to meet these women that this guy met online, and they brought some guy with them that was wearing a cowboy hat, and so we didn't want to meet him. We like flaked on him because of the guy with the cowboy hat. We didn't want to talk to him. We wanted to talk to the girls, and so we just like flaked, dude. We saw them sitting there at the mall, and we saw the guy with the hat, and we were like, we're not meeting these girls, dude. They brought a guy with a cowboy hat. We're out of here, you know? And so we just like left. Never did the meetup. Poor girls. I bet you they felt bad. But I was like, man, I don't want to be meeting up. You know what I mean? I was like, dude, if you're going to meet up or whatever, then, you know, you go meet up. You know, don't bring all of us with you. It was Tribes, D2, and EQ. I think I played Tribes. It was a shooter game, yeah? Boy, it was laggy. I know that. I was on my 56K, dude, dialed up, tried to boot up some Tribes. And it was laggy. Spagooter, yo, I see you out there, baby. Wog. Fat Matt loves spaghetti. What's up, dude? Good morning. We're playing some Quarm. We've got Red Dead Redemption RP coming up early October. There's an RP server launching, and I got the whitelist for it. I did an interview with the admins and got the whitelist for the server, so once it launches, I'll be doing a little cowboy RP. I've never been a cowboy. So we're going to try it out. I'm a farmer.
Hey, how you doing? Name's Mongo. Mongo Verdello. Farmer. I'm a farmer.
Hey, there's Ambassador Spock. Look at him. So sexy.
Well, you know, as long as I got my farm, I'm happy. I grow the plants, I pick the plants, I harvest the plants, I produce the plants, I take the plants, and then I bring them over to the saloon where I trade it in for a little bit of money. Plants for money, lads. It grows right out of the ground, and these guys pay me money for it. Joke's on them. I'm the one who's coming up.
Mongo Verdello, the farmer. Can I cough Thugalicious? Yeah, I can cough Thugalicious. No problem. Did they make me leader? I think they did. Okay. Alright. Time to shine, boys. We got a cough Thugalicious. With my Hulgresh Elder Beads. You see that? Them EBs. Where is she? Hey, there she goes. She just zoned out. Thugalicious just zoned out when I was going to do the invite. Wow. Wow. Can't invite them if they're running around like a lunatic. Do they know that I'm trying to, like, get them? I think they're going to run upstairs. Invite Thug for cough. I'm happy to cough them. But I also don't have... I'm not the leader, so I can't actually invite them. La, 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 la. Good old eyeball in the wall trick, you see, dude. We know a few things. We know a couple of things about magician. A couple of tips and tricks. Just made Orc lead? Okay. Alright, Thugalicious. Let's check again. We do the Elder Beads in the wall. Oops. Yeah, there it is. Okay, there's Thugalicious inviting. Boom. And I will cough them now, or soon. My mana's a little bit low. Okay, cough incoming. Cough you too, Fisher? You got it, my man. I'm a cowboy on a steel horse I ride, and I'm wanted, dead or alive. That's a good song, Cyber Jarl.
And I'm wanted, wanted.
That is one of the terms and conditions of being wanted in the Wild West. Sometimes they want you so bad that say dead or alive. And you still get the reward. I'm medding for the Koth. I'm a little low on mana for the Koth, because I'm always nuking the spiders. So I'm always, I try to always be a little bit lower on mana. I feel like if my mana's always full, that I'm not doing enough. So I try to always kind of be responsible, A responsible magician always uses up their mana. So who else are we getting? Yeah. Haley. Okay. Haley it is. There they are. Look at that cool lizard hat they have on. A lizard hat. They might have stepped away from the keyboard, but they are currently invited. And then I'll call them up as well. Look at that, dude. We're doing magician things. We're being a magician. A math magician. We're doing math magician stuff. Calculating numbers and theories. Whoa, that guy came straight after me. Thank you, Spock, for refreshing our KEIs. You are the man.
You're the man now, dong. You're the man now, dong.
My impression of Sean Connery. Level 59. 20% through. We got our first yellow bubble. And we're feeling good. It's 10 a.m. We could probably go for a little while longer. I don't have any pressing matters today. So we could go a little longer. We don't have to log off yet. Also, I was about 30 minutes late to the stream this morning. I was late. I woke up about 4 a.m. and I was going to get up and stretch and work out and then, pre-stream workout. But I fell back asleep. So then I woke up at 6:30, which was about a half an hour late to the stream. Yep, we were late today. Yo, baby socks. Archmage today. Probably not all the way up, you know. But we got the level. We got a good 20% in, so not too bad. Not bad at all. I say that's a productive damn day. Today has been a productive damn day. Ooh. I should put my YouTube link in. Follow me on YouTube. There we go. There's the link. We're trying to push for YouTube partner. And all we need is followers. They call them subscribers over there, but it doesn't cost any money. We're at 210 subscribers. We need 500. It's a lot. It's a frickin' lot. But we're getting up there. If anyone in the chat has a YouTube account, if you feel like following me over there, that'd be super cool. Like I said, we're pushing for YouTube partner. We've got the watch hours, we've got all the uploads, we got everything else but the actual followers. So if you're feeling a little generous today, if you're feeling a little cheeky, you want to hit that subscribe button on YouTube, it would mean a ton to me. An absolute ton. We're close. We're close. Subbed? Oh, thank you so much, dude. Omakazi, it's good to see you. Thank you for bringing Spock by and hooking us up with those buffs. And we've been putting some videos out on YouTube, you know. One of the perks that I would get if I got partner is that Kick would automatically partner me as well. That's a huge deal. Kick gives their streamers what's known as like partner pay. It's kind of like an hourly pay. It's like a minimum wage up to 40-ish hours a week for just for being there, you know, just for streaming on their platform at that level. So it's kind of cool. Doesn't cost anybody anything, and it could benefit me a little bit. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Omakazi. You're the man. It really helps. It does. Ooh, ah. And I think it's a reasonable goal to try and push for, since it's basically just a follower goal. Yo, we got another one.
Fat Matt loves spaghetti.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, the fact that they'll auto partner you on Kick as well is pretty cool. And then once I have those in place, I can try and get with Twitch and be like, yo, I'm partnered over here, I'm partnered over here. Can I get partnered with you guys as well? So they'd probably say no, but at least they'll consider it. You never know. You never know. I've been on Twitch for what? Almost 5 years. I've been pretty diligent. I keep to my schedule, and I think that's pretty important. I do try to keep to my schedule as much as possible. I might do like some extra streams and stuff that are off schedule, but as far as what I've laid out with the schedule, I really do try to be there for that. I take it seriously, and I feel like Twitch would take me more seriously if I do. We've been considering doing a Shadow Knight alt, which would be pretty fun. I think it'd be pretty fun on this server. A Shadow Knight alt. I'm considering doing human or possibly erudite, but I already do have an erudite cleric, so probably go human. I don't know. Ogre's the best choice, right? But I did play an ogre Shadow Knight on Mischief, so if I was going to make a Shadow Knight alt, I want to do a little more like fashion questy kind of one, you know? So we'll see. Bard next? You know, that's a character I've never played a main of, is Bard. I've been kind of thinking I want to do that soon too. Play a Bard main. You know, maybe on the next TLP or something I'll do a Bard main. Although Bards are really good on this server too. I know that. I had one Bard on the Mischief server. It was a box alt. And it pretty much just played melodies. It didn't really do much with it. I didn't do much with it. Someone gave me a really nice clicky as well that I really never made use of. So I felt a little bad. Now that's good coffee. A little hazelnut coffee. We're doing some Red Dead RP soon. Early October. Early October. We got an RP server launching. I applied for the whitelist on there, which is like an approved, you know. I had to do an interview with the admins, and they did a microphone check and character background story, that kind of thing. And so I'm in. I'm going to be a civilian. I'm going to be a farmer. Do a little Wild West RP. I've been watching some westerns in the evenings just to kind of get some dialogue ideas and stuff like that. I watched Fistful of Dollars the other day. I watched For a Few Dollars More the other day. Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And so we're kind of leaning into some of those. I want to watch some John Wayne ones. A lot of those were all like Clint Eastwood ones that had Lee Van Cleef and a few other people. But I kind of want to see some John Wayne ones. So today I'll probably boot up a John Wayne movie. And we're excited to try out one of the first AAs that I want to get is Fire Elemental form. Apparently it adds an attack bonus to the entire group. That's pretty sexy. Fire Elemental form. Water Elemental form does like a mana regeneration, so I do want that as well. Darn. Resisted my second nuke. God, what a resistor. Resistance is futile. Fat Matt loves spaghetti. If I get partner on YouTube, I'll do a YouTube video. I'll do a spaghetti cooking video. And then when I'm done cooking the spaghetti, I'll rub it all over my chest, dude. We'll just I'm just kidding, dude. He's like, I'll be there for that. I did cook some split pea yesterday. It was really good. Split pea and ham. Instead of like ham, like an actual spiral cut ham, I used boneless pork chops, which I think added the appropriate flavor. Oh, and they were good. And I had a little bit of rye bread with it too, some dark rye. Ooh, it was good. That's what we're having again for lunch today. Split pea and ham and rye. Look at Omikaze out there with that first badge. Woo! He's got a first badge, folks. There's a couple others that I know who have the first badge. Zaka for Real is a first badge, as well as No Mercy 99. You know who he is. He's got a first badge on the DBOB channel. He's actually the first subscriber to the channel. No Mercy 99. He hooked us up with the very first sub to the channel. Thought that was pretty cool. 48 AAs an hour, one guy says he has. That's pretty good. Look at those murlocs, they're so angry. Do you think that the murlocs would let me into their village if I did that murloc call? I think they would, dude. I would have lunch with some murlocs. Your teeth game is awesome, mate.
Ready to work. Ready to work.
Yeah, I have a lot of fun with those redeems. I really like those.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now, someone told me once that I sounded more like Beetlejuice than I did Elvis.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I hear it. I can hear it, dude. I do think I sound a little bit more like Beetlejuice. Hey, thank you so much for that follow. Brymook. Thanks, dude. We appreciate that a lot. We just hit 2,600 last week, which was a pretty big goal for followers there on the stream on Twitch. And so thank you. Thank you again. We keep on pushing. We keep on growing. You know what we should do? We should make Omikaze a VIP for the channel. Yep. That's it. It's been decided. Omikaze is now becoming a VIP on the Dude Boy Orkboy channel. That is him, yeah. VIP. Save. Woo! The greatest honor. Matadin's been a VIP for a while. Back in the mischief days of WoG. Let me make sure that's the correct one. Thought I saw him in the chat earlier. Maybe there he is. Omikaze 86. Yeah, I want to make sure I get that correct. It's Omikaze 86. Let me take that away. Add new Omikaze 86. There we go. Now we got the correct username. Okay, we did it. We did the thing. Hey Orc, it's been fun grouping with you. You'll definitely see you around. Hey, take it easy, Vapor Jesus, and thank you for hanging out today while we did the group. I appreciate that a lot. And I hope you have a good day. Searches for EQ sound to redeem. Yeah, I need to get that back in. The one that says,
When was the last time you heard of someone beating Everquest? When was the last time you heard of someone playing Everquest?
"Ho! Spider bit me." Damien is going to be the rep shaman. He'll be at entrance soon. When he does, it drop you so you can call him up. All right, sounds good. We'll get him coughed up here. Call of the Hero. Shogun, what's up, dude? How you doing? We do have some new redeems. We do have Everquest play.
When was the last time you heard of someone beating Everquest?
When was the last time you heard of someone playing Everquest?
That's fair.
That's fair. I thought, yeah, I didn't take that one away. I kept it. Man, we've been having trouble with our local pharmacy, dude. So my mom, she gets kind of a lot of medications, and I go pick them up.
Work. Ready to work. Ready to work. Ready to work.
But it's a small pharmacy, and so she gets a lot of medications, and so I go pick them up. And sometimes they're not ready or whatever. So yesterday I went to the pharmacy to pick up 2 prescriptions for her. One was ready, one was not. And they were like, oh, do you want to wait? It'll be like 10 minutes. I said, yeah, I'll sit down. I'll wait, for that one to be ready. And so I'm waiting. And then they come and they go, oh, we've run out of it. It's not going to be ready. So I was like, okay, well then, they said it'll probably be ready after 2. We're going to get some more supplies come in around 2. And I said, oh, okay. I said, well, then I'll leave this one here and I'll come back after 2 when that one's ready. And they were like, yeah, okay. So after 2, whatever, they get their supply, they call us and they're like, yeah, they're ready. I was like, okay. So I went down there and then they only had the one ready that was they like did something with the first one that was already ready and didn't, and so they were like, yeah. And I was like, what about the other one, the one I came for earlier that was ready? And they were like, oh, they couldn't figure it out. And so I ended up only picking one up anyway out of 2. And then they called as soon as I walked in the door. They called and they were like, oh, the other one's ready now. And I was just like, oh my God, dude, I've been back and forth to this pharmacy twice already today. I don't want to go again. Sucks. They get a lot of, what it seems to me is they get a lot of new like pharmacy techs who are going to school for it, pass through there and get a lot of their, like some of their experience and stuff there. So it seems like there's kind of always like a trainee. So I gotta go back today and go pick up the first one that was already ready initially. Luckily it's not far away. It's like very close by. Your wife is a farm tech, but she works at a clinic. Ooh, nice. One of my old friends, one of my old girlfriends was a farm tech too. And so that's what she did. Oh, I got bit. Yeah, it's a respectable job. I think it's a cool job. It's important, that's for sure. This is a pretty small town, and so I think that they just, like I said, it's like a lot of young people who work the front registers and stuff. And they seem to have a lot of patience. It's the only one in our little town. We'd have to drive like 20 miles, 30 miles to the next town to go through a bigger pharmacy, which I don't think would be any better, really. She worked at a retail pharmacy for years over at Walgreens. Ah. Yeah, that's the pharmacy we used to have, was Walgreens, when we lived in the city. My mom lived like 40 miles outside of the city, but I would still pick her stuff up because her pharmacy was like a block away from my house, you know. So I'd pick her stuff up and take it to her a lot of times, but she would also drive into the city and pick them up. It was like half and half, you know. Sometimes she'd call me and go, "Hey, can you go get me some prescriptions?" I said, "Sure." You know. But like I said, it was like 40 minutes away. I could only really go out there like once or twice a month max. Because, you know, it's long ways to go. You can't go out there every week. Most people my age, they don't see their parents. They only see their parents like once or twice a year, you know. Work. 25% through the level. Not too bad, not too bad. As soon as the shaman comes, I'm going to probably get out of here as well. We got a shaman that's on the way. We're going to cough them up here and then I'll probably get going. Ho! Get a little split pea soup for lunch. You have Mage Epic at 59. Our Epic's easier to get on Quarm. Yeah, they are a little bit easier to get on Quarm. The spawn timers for a lot of things has been adjusted down to about 8 minutes, including a lot of the epic guys, you know. I got lucky. There was a guy who was quitting the server, and he was like, "Yo, you can have all my platinum." And I was like, "Oh, wow." I was like, "Well, I'll tell you what, dude, if you're going to do that, if you're going to hook me up with your platinum because you're quitting the server, I'll put it to good use. I'll put it toward the epic. I'll get the crown of elemental mastery, which is kind of a major piece. It's way up there on island 7 of Plane of Sky, so it's deep. But it is tradable, and people do sell them. And so I was like, okay, so if I do that, if I accept the platinum and then buy the crown, that'll put me on my journey to getting the epic. Because it's a major piece, and so I'll start working the epic right away. And so we did that, and then some friends and I, we ended up getting a Magipitasa, and it had the earth staff. And then I got a multi-quest for the water staff, the Finny staff. So there was some pretty lucky stuff that I got, and kind of just set us on our journey, set the pace. We did the rest of it, and we've helped some other people do some of their epic pieces and stuff too. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it is pretty cool to have a little bit of a faster spawn time. There's no reason for these outrageously long spawn times for some stuff, you know what I mean? Yeah, you don't really have to fight others for spawns because the stuff spawns pretty quickly. You know, plus we're on the Luckland expansion, so most players have already had their epic as well. Even though there's definitely people working on epic every day, the main bulk of the population has been through that already. Maybe you'll check out Quarm now that THJ is dead. I think you should. It's a really good server. I think it's a lot of fun. It's my favorite private server. I'm also kind of a big fan of TLPs and retail EQ. I know, right? Cringe.
Orkboy, you like retail?
Yeah, I do. I like the level 90 plus content. I think it's a lot of fun. House of Thule is one of my favorite expansions. And there's also expansions I never did, like Underfoot and the Buried Sea and stuff like that. Like,
When was the last time you heard of someone beating EverQuest?
When was the last time you heard of someone playing EverQuest?
That's fair.
Exactly. Much easier to group at lower levels. What expansion is the server going to stop? It's going to stop at POP. That's where it's going to stop. And so currently Luckland has been out for like maybe 2 months.
Hello.
Luckland's been out for a couple months, like 2 months or something. And the bosses aren't in yet. The raid content comes out in January for Luckland. So there is time to kind of like catch up and do some things and get prepared. So we still have some time before the raid content comes out. All the bosses and everything. There's a few pretty good cycles you can do, like scripted cycles that have some decent loot. You know, there's still really good loot in Luckland expansion right now. But as far as like the big top tier raid stuff is mostly Velius and Vishan Peak. It's nice to have Velius with AAs. Yes. And what is the XP rate like? Is it classic rate or a bit faster? It's a bit faster. Yeah. We've been here a couple hours. We hit 59, and I'm already 26% through 59. So we're getting a much easier spread. We get all those AAs and stuff coming up as well, so there's plenty of stuff to do. You still have plenty of grind time without it being like a super slog. Not crazy fast, but definitely a little better than P99. They also start you off with 38 doses of 50% EXP pot. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's EXP pots that you talk to the Priest of Discord. He's actually has like an inventory. You can get some EXP pots from him. Velks is also a hot zone. That is true as well. There's some hot zones. There's some PvP zones. You can flag on and off for PvP. When you flag up for PvP and you go into one of the PvP hot zones, it is a red zone. You do get a bit of a bonus. Yo, Fork Girl in the house. What's up?
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you so much for the follow. New characters actually spawn with the XP pot. They don't even have to speak to the pod. Oh, that's pretty cool. Nice. Yeah, I rolled this character back during launch, so... Orc, can you nose in the wall and summon Damien? Yes. Oh, Damien, where are you? Oh, Mr. Damien, where ye be? Aye, where ye be, laddie, where ye be? I don't see him down there. Maybe he's already on his way up. Yeah, there he is. Look, he's made it here. He's already made it in. What a fast mover. Actually sounds like this server fixed the worst parts of P99. Yeah, it does have a map as well. So if you look here, we do have a map, which is pretty nice. And the mouse movement, the mouse look camera view and everything is pretty cool. Yeah, it's a fantastic server. Now, one of the things that it does have is it has a population cap. It can only have 1,200 online at the same time. There is a bazaar on the server which has offline trader mode. The offline traders do not count toward the cap. So we can have 1,200 active online simultaneously. And since there's no boxing, no botting, no, that kind of thing, each single one is a single player, so that's pretty cool. You can get a special permission, like if you live with your spouse, if you live with your partner, you can, you both can have a character on the server and you both can play at the same time. You got to get a special permission, same as P99. But they are very strict about it. You can't just log on your wife's character to do some transfer or something without her being there. You gotta be by the rules. Each person can only play their one character if you're online at the same time. So if it hits cap, you got a queue? Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I don't think they've ever hit cap, but I do think that some prime times, like on a really good Friday night or a really good Saturday night, they've been upwards of 1,100. So it gets close. It gets close, but hasn't actually hit. There's also auto kicks for AFKs in the bazaar, in the Nexus, in those places where people gather and kind of AFK. You would get auto kicked if you're there too long without moving around or whatever. So the queue itself, even though we've never hit the queue, would actually move. Last night auto kicks were implemented for all zones. Oh, that's good. Okay. Very cool. I like that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. If you're AFK for a long, long time, you might as well log out, right? DBG actually made them implement a pop cap. That's so lame. You hate Daybreak. Well, it just seems like the staff over there now doesn't even really play the game or care about the game. So they don't. The only thing they care about is like the profit of the game. And I get it. It's a company. They've bought the IP. Whatever. But you're right. You know, none of the people in charge over there actually like the game or even play it, so they don't care like what crap that they put out as long as it's making money on their online store. And it's been pretty evident of that over the years. I've played every TLP with the exception of Fippy. I never played Fippy. I did play every TLP after Fippy. And I've played retail, and my first character was on the Luckland server, one of the oldest servers, you know. And so I've been on the game, you know. I've been on the game a long time. And like I said, there's maybe like a few people who care about EQ over there. Dev Miko seems to care. He definitely cares about EQ, but he's not in charge of very much stuff, you know what I mean? So I don't know if he has as much sway. Everything has to go through the top leadership. And the top leadership is like, they don't give a crap about the game. They'll veto good ideas and then implement poor ideas because they don't know any better. So yeah, and I enjoyed THJ. I played some THJ. I almost got through Velius. I was on Dozakar the Cursed was where I left off. All I had to do was kill Dozy, and then I could have went to Luckland. And so I was, you know, about halfway through the THJ experience. I had started it when it came out, played other games, did an RP season, did a bunch of other stuff, came back, played some more. Made a new character, played some more. You know, I wasn't like hardcore about it. But I also played TLPs. I usually spend about $200 per year on Daybreak TLP. I have 2 accounts that I usually box. I usually true box 2 accounts. And so I spend about $100 each on each account. I get some game time and I get some Daybreak cash, and I buy illusions and this and that and the other thing, and just stupid stuff that I enjoy having, you know. And so I usually have my annual fun on the retail servers. This last TLP, the Fangbreaker server, wasn't very fun. It wasn't very fun. They didn't have any motivation rewards. You were lower level. They opened it up with Luckland Unlocked. The level caps were junky. The first to engage it's cool in some ways, but in other ways it sucks as well because there's weird stuff about it. You know, as soon as a mob spawns, it's like invulnerable for 5 seconds before you can tag it or touch it or hit it or anything. And as a monk, you're sitting there punching air until you finally aggro this creature. And then if someone else gets it before you, they get the tag. And so it was really annoying. In theory, it's a cool system. Like, it's supposed to be whoever tags it first gets it. That seems like a cool system. But the way it actually played out was super annoying. Will I be back on the next TLP? Yeah, probably. Do I want to play some higher level retail? Yeah, I do. I do. Like I said, I like all that 90 plus stuff, and so I do have fun. they're just sucking the last money out of the game they can with minimal effort. Agreed. There's so many good things that they could do that people would spend money on that they don't do. The other week I was in Tower of Frozen Shadows, right? Over an ice-clad ocean. And I'm going through there, and there's all these cool, like, character models. There was the sea hag. There's, like, a weird, cool, like, sea hag creature in there. And I'm going, dude, they should put this as an illusion on the store. People would definitely pay for it. And they already have the model in the game, so all they'd have to do is transfer it over. So much stuff that they could do that would be low impact, that would meet their own goals, and that wouldn't bother the player base, that the player base would actually really like. And like I said, there's a ton of illusions you could use throughout the game. There's so many unique models. People would love to play that. I would love to play that Sea Hag character. It looks so cool. Time to make a Dark Elf Ranger. Let's go. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Alright, we're out of here. Yeah, that was a good group. A lot of XP. We almost got about 30% through level 59, so that's huge. That's like a third of the level. That's pretty big. Pretty big. We should probably go vendor these, all of these. Hey, look, there's secrets. There she is. The Quarm Mother. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I got a few gems in my dimensional portal. I've got one of my bags is a dimensional pocket. Fork girl, how you doing? I recognize you. I saw you playing with Dazgood a bunch of times. Good old Dazgood. He's a cool guy. I met Dazgood probably a few years ago on some TLPs and stuff. We bumped into each other. We grouped a few times. Had a lot of fun. I've been following him for a long time on Twitch. Very cool guy. Very cool guy. Alright, we're just going to vendor these here. Little diamond dust, you know, a little crushed diamond dust. Alright, there we go. Fantastic. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out and joining me today while we played a bunch of Everquest over on the Quarm server. Had a ton of fun. We got to 59. We're about a third of the way through. And so we're pushing towards 60. We're pushing towards 60. And I think we'll get it. I think we'll get it this week. early October, we're doing some RP. We've got some Red Dead Redemption RP coming up, which is going to be fun. I play a character named Mongo, who's a farmer.
And he sounds like this. I go, hey guys, how you doing? My name's Mongo. I'm a farmer.
That's my character. And I love doing RP. It's a lot of fun. I think the content is really good too. Like the VODs and like the clips and stuff that I get from RP is so good. So much fun. And the voice acting lessons that you get, the practice that you get from it is a blast as well. You could do something even stupider. Have you always played Magician? Yeah, I've played a lot of Magicians, though. I've played Shadow Knight. I've played Monk, was one of the recent classes that I've tried over on the TLPs. And I think the next TLP I'm going to main a Bard. I've never mained a Bard. And so I think I might do that on the next TLP. Yeah. Mostly Magicians, but I've been really delving into some of these melee classes. I have a 105 Ranger on the Vox server. My original character was a Druid when I was a kid. And then once the TLPs started to come through, I've just been experimenting with different classes each time because it's kind of nice to get a variety. It's also nice to start over in the classic era with the new character and progress them, do quests and stuff like that. So Magicians are really fun and easy though, and I do like them a lot. I have a Necromancer on P99 over on the green server. I've got a Necro, so you know, like I said, we've been branching out, playing different classes over the years. Having a lot of fun. Very close to 60, Fort Girl. I think we'll make it. Let's see how long it takes to be able to vibe in the trees as an SK. I'm thinking of doing a human SK alt. I've got a 32 erudite cleric alt. And that's about it on this server. I don't have very many alts. So I might do a Shadow Knight alt. I've been tossing the idea around. Do a little tanking, do a little pulling, that kind of thing. But anyways, guys, I'm going to get out of here. It's lunchtime for me. I've got some homemade split pea soup that I made yesterday in the fridge. And we're going to have a little rye bread with it, a little toasted rye. So let's find a raid target. There should be some raid targets out there today. We got some friends online. Now level 60, doing some glade protecting. Can't tell if some of these guys are on Quarm or not. This guy actually looks like he's on Quarm. Maybe. Alright. We're going to go raid Zandel and Associates. Which I have not met yet. So we're going to go over there, show a little community support, show some love. Yo, it's Exiled. Welcome to the stream. We're just getting out of here. We had a good, nice little 4-hour stream today. I was slightly late to my stream this morning, so I'm sorry about that. But we're going to push forward. We're going to raid.
Don't go nowhere. We're raiding.
One good AC group and you'll be 60. You can make about 60% an hour there. better than the 20% from Velks. Yeah, I do like it a lot. I've been to Acrylia a couple times. It's a bit spicy, dude. There's a lot of harm touching going on in there. My character was like one-shotted several times from sitting down and being harm touched. It hurt. It hurt. But the staffs are good loot. They rotate those staffs, you know, those Gremling staffs. They're really good treasure. And the experience is absolutely phenomenal there. I do like it. Madden Gaming says, have a good one, Orky. Thank you so much, Matt. You too, my friend. We're going to raid. When you guys get there, if you can put in this message, orcs, 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 I would greatly appreciate it. We're going to show some community love. We're going to get on out of here. So thank you guys so much for joining me today on our adventures. And we'll see you on the next stream. I hope you guys have an absolutely beautiful day. If you're new here, hit the follow. If you're on YouTube, hit the follow on YouTube. We're pushing a subscriber goal over there. It's free to subscribe. It's basically a follow. And so we'll see you guys on the next stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a good day.